Yo, 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 mic check 1 2 1 2. What's up, everybody? So, of course, I don't think YouTube gave me notifications, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start. So, today I wanted to talk about manifestation times. Okay? Hi, y'all. Let me say hello to everybody. Hey, JoJo, Jessica, Contessa's Life, Roberta, Brenda, Ian, Virginia or Virginia? Leah, Savannah, Gia, Ariana. Hey, Ariana, long time no see, Bill. Lucia, LL, Naomi, Brandy, Laura, Parker. What's up, everybody? Hey, KPD, Miriam, Amber. Hi, beautiful. Marvel. And y'all, again, because I had somebody get butt hurt in my live the other day when I didn't fucking see their question. I'm not going to see all this feed is not the same for me as it is for you. You guys may be typing up the storm, but I don't see it. It skips whole sections, okay? So don't get butt hurt if I don't fucking recognize you or don't see your shit. Hey, Kiki. All right, so it's not that I'm ignoring you. I couldn't believe I was so, irritated with that person. They called me rude because I didn't answer their question because I didn't see their fucking question. But I sure as hell did see them call me rude. How's that? But anyway, so what I wanted to talk about, thank you guys. Thank you, y'all. I try. I actually had time to, do my hair and, makeup today because I was off. So I wanted to talk about manifestation time, movement. Okay, first of all, I always say that y'all have to give your work time to work. Okay, that's whether you're having a professional do your work or whether you're doing your work yourself. Give your shit time to fucking work. Okay, because the universe, the spirits, they don't work on your time. Okay, they work in the best order that is for the greater good, that is best for you. But there are situations where manifestations will take longer. Okay, so I always say you shouldn't expect a fucking thing prior to 90 days. Okay, now have I had cases manifest in literally days? Yes. Have I had them take weeks? Yes. Have I had them take a month? Yes. I've also had them take a year. So, I mean, it really just varies, okay? But 3 to 6 full cycles of the moon, okay? So, and that's a waning cycle and a waxing cycle. 3 to 6, okay? So that's 3 to 6 months, okay? Some less, some more. And that just goes based on my experience, okay? There are books that'll tell you 90 days or longer. There are books, I mean, I've never seen a legitimate book say less than that, but apparently people go on Google, the Google machine, the same fucking Google that diagnoses your fucking sicknesses and your illnesses. People go, how long does it take? First go to work. And then they see crazy, ridiculous shit that I've never even heard of before, okay? And the reason why I'm making this video is because I happened to, I was looking online and there was what is that thing called? Not Reddit. I think it was, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like a chat where people were going back and forth. And some guy, I guess, hired a spellcaster. Wasn't me, somebody else. And he said something like, well, there was nothing about my case that should have taken 3 months. That's what he said. And because I guess he was working with somebody and it was on month 2 or something. And he's like, there was nothing special about my case. That's what he said. There was nothing special about my case that should have took more than a month. That's what he said. And I'm going, first of all, when I'm reading this, I'm getting pissed. I don't even know this guy. I don't even know who he's working with, but I just got pissed because I'm thinking, a lot of people probably think this way. They think that there's like a timeline that their shit should manifest in. Or, oh, there was nothing special about my case that should have took more than a month. First of all, who the fuck are you? Who are you to say someone's free will shouldn't take a month? Like, it's, okay, let me just put it this way. It depends on the spell, right? But especially, I'm going to give a few different examples. I know I'm going all over the place. Okay, for example, it is much easier to hex the fuck out of somebody as opposed to manipulating their free will, okay? That is to say this. I can hex you and fuck up your life faster than I could manipulate you to do what I want you to do, okay? Because, again, there's this little thing called free will. And free will is acknowledged in every religion. In Christianity, it's acknowledged. In Islam, it's acknowledged. In Judaism, it's acknowledged. In Buddhism, it's acknowledged. Wicca, pagan, everything. Okay, they all acknowledge that we as human beings have our free will. So that being said, I could fuck up your job, your life, your fucking relationships, whatever the fuck, because I'm affecting the energy around you. So that is to say, you're driving down the road and there happens to be a fucking nail in the road, and you run over that shit and pop your tire. That's easier to make that nail appear in the road than it is to manipulate you, get you to like fall back in love with me. Okay, so curses, hexes, stuff like that, they usually happen faster. But that also depends on how protected the person is. Okay. If you're going after someone who, for example, goes to see a lot of spiritual workers, like, I knew somebody who literally had a witch on his payroll, and he would literally pay this witch just to constantly keep him cleansed, keep him protected, keep his money flowing good. So someone like that is going to be harder to penetrate than anybody else, depending on, how strong the witch is. Or I had a friend whose mother was into Santeria, and his father was a Babalao. So good luck trying to hex that motherfucker, because I'm sure they put protection around him. Okay, so usually hex work is quicker. It can manifest a lot quicker, and it's a lot easier. Okay, prosperity work. Now, prosperity work, that's another thing where you're look at Rocco. He's just look at him. He's literally just making the bed comfortable. You comfortable? You comfortable? You good? Look. My dog is just like me. Has such a personality. Anyway, prosperity work, okay, you're affecting the energy around you, around a person so that everything aligns just right, so that they get the money flow that they want, the income that they want, or the job that they want, okay? But like me, for example, doing prosperity work, it took me a good year or two to get, actually, I want to say it took 3 years to actually get, about 3 years to get where I want to be. Like where I could honestly say, I'm good. Like I'm Gucci. It just depends on your goal. It depends on your, what exactly, where you want to be. Now, will prosperity work get, Rocco, please stop. Don't tear up my bed now. Now, will the income still start trickling in? Yes, but like if you're wanting it for an ultimate goal to be financially free or financially successful or financially set, it may take a couple of years, okay, to actually get you to that point. It just depends. Hola, AJ. It just depends on what the ultimate goal is, all right? Now, court case work. Well, that's a whole different type of work in and of itself, okay? Court cases, when you're doing work on a court case, you want to do spell work every time they go to see the judge. Every time they go into that courtroom, you want to do the work. So it just depends on the length of a court case, but you want to at least have a good 3 months before you start you know, so that you have enough time to get everything where it needs to be for that person. Now, is that to say, like, if say you have a court case coming up in a month, you gotta go to, you know, you can still, but most of the time, court cases, you have multiple days. So you should have plenty of time to get that energy the right way. Now, love, relationship, reconciliation, separation. Now, those take the longest. Why? It just, first of all, there's a few different scenarios that will affect the timing of that type of work. And people always, okay, don't use the word movement. Don't use the word movement with me. Okay, I don't believe in movement. I don't believe in it. It's manifestation and results. That's it. Like, movement is bullshit to me. Like, what the fuck is movement? What is that? What, the person calling you, the person texting you? Like, what the fuck is that? Okay? No such thing, in my opinion. No such fucking thing. All right? Movement is bullshit. You don't need movement. You need fucking results. Okay? Them texting you periodically or whatever. I mean, what good is that? Wet, I'm gonna take it, wet my ass with it. All right? It's not, doesn't mean shit. Especially when you set rules, like, say, for yourself, that you're not gonna do certain things. Then of course things are going to be silent for a little bit, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have that silence. Okay, so if you're dealing with a couple, first of all, long distance cases take fucking forever, because the energetic link between you, everything is energy. Okay, this isn't some hocus pocus, let me wave a magic fucking wand and then you get what the fuck you want. No, that's not what the fuck it is. All right, if you are in, say, Florida and the other person is in California, or even let's say you're in Orlando, Florida, and somebody's in Miami, Florida, 5 fucking hours away, that energetic link between the two of you is spread mighty fucking thin. You're not hanging around with people. You don't have mutual friends that live in the same town, so the spirits can't use them to be like, oh, you know, did you hear about Shireen? She's, you know, she looks like she's living her best life and this and that. They can't utilize those things to try to manifest what it is that you want. Magic takes the route of least resistance. So people that are in close proximity to each other, they have mutual friends, they have, you know, things like that, that the universe and the spirits can utilize to make them like see certain things or hear certain things. That helps it manifest quicker. All right. Now, another thing, so you got distance, that's a factor. The other factor is the person with someone else. Okay. If they are with someone else, or if they're bound to someone else, that's a whole nother thing. So if someone's bound to somebody else, and that's via marriage or via magic, because a lot of people think, and it amazes me how people are so naive. Okay, like, I'll do a consultation, I'll pull the cards, and I'll see, fucking, someone's doing work, and that person isn't doing work. Someone's doing work. They get so shocked when I'm like, well, the other bitch is doing work. They're like, oh my God, really? Like, it's so fucking far-fetched. Let me tell y'all something. The internet these days has made magic a thing, okay? It's almost like a trend now. And it kind of makes me sick a little bit, because people think it's trendy or it's the in thing. Spiritual work has become so popular now, and yeah, I guess that's a good thing for people who do work for people, but at the same time, it's like, then you got people that really shouldn't be dabbling in magic, dabbling in it. With the internet, listen, you type up in a search engine, how to keep my man, or how to get my ex back, and you're gonna pull up some relationship coaches and advisors, and you're gonna pull up fucking witches, okay? Spiritual workers. So it has become so common for that to be the go-to thing to keep your relationship intact or to get your man back. So do not be surprised if another bitch is working on your man, especially, and this is not racist, I'm Arab, so I don't got no room to be racist, but especially if there's certain cultures, if they're Arabic, if they're Hispanic, if they're African, if they're Haitian, if they're, you know, and even white people, okay? do magic. So it's not even really a racial thing, but there are some cultures that are more prone to it or more susceptible to doing it than others. Hispanic, Indian, Black, Arabic, okay? Very, very, it's a cultural thing almost. So people get so shocked to hear, and it's really not even a lot. A lot of people these days, it's not surprising at all, but some very few people will be shocked, like, damn, somebody else thought of doing magic? Someone else besides me actually thought of doing magic? Oh my God. Like, you thought of it, so what, like, the fuck? So yeah, so if someone's with someone else, right, and they're bound to that person, it's going to take more time to get them unbound and to go back and forth. I've literally had cases where I'm going back and forth with another witch, just ping-ponging magic back and forth, and ultimately, who wins? The stronger witch or the one that has more access to the targets? Like the one, like if the girls say living with the target, let's say you're trying to get someone back, right? And they're living with someone else. And this person is doing magic on them. And they have access to them, their food, their drink, their hair, their nails, their fucking semen, everything. Well, that person has a little bit of an advantage over anybody else. So that's going to make things take time. Okay, so you have to pretty much understand, you have to separate that person from the distraction. Then once you separate that person from the distraction, then you can manipulate them into coming back. Okay, so obviously a case that you're dealing with, say you're trying to get your man back and he's with someone else and he's, let's say, living with someone else, that shit is going to take time. It's going to take time for you to separate them and then bring him back to you. So you want to give yourself at least 6 months for that. I mean, and if it happens, I always like to put it out there that, and especially if they're living together too, that's nothing. Or if they're married couples that live together, they have a whole bunch of financial shit together, they have kids together, that's going to take more time than any other case because, you know, you have to understand, people can fight, people can argue, people can do all types of shit, but at the end of the day, if they want to stay to make something work, they're going to fucking stay to make something work, and it's going to take more time. They still have their free fucking will. They still have the choice to stay or go. So all you could do is make shit fall apart around them, make them fight, make them argue, make him cheat, make her cheat, whatever the case is. But they still have the fucking choice. Okay? So, couples, you got distance, you got another person involved, you got magic involved. Any of those three things is going to take more fucking time. So and you know what's funny? I had a case once, literally, right? I got her. Now, mind you, I work with the moon phases and the days of the week, and who fucking pays me first? Goes in order. You know, I'm not going to take someone, put them ahead of a bunch of people that already paid me in full. Get the fuck out of here, okay? I don't do business like that. So regardless, so usually it takes me about 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks, depending on where we're at in the moon cycles and astrological. I also work with astrological time. Each sign, each planet has a time, like Venus time, Jupiter time, Saturn time, Mars time. It all has a time. Usually you get about 2 hours, an hour and a half, twice a day, 2 or 3 times a day for each planet, whatever. Okay, so usually it takes me about a week or two to get started on a case. Now, I remember I got this case once, and it was about a month in, and I had started 2 weeks prior, so it was really only about 2 weeks into the work. Mind you, I work a spell several days. I'm not going to say how many because I don't need other witches copying my fucking shit. But anyway, so I worked the spells for several days, right? And I remember getting an email from her and her saying, does it usually, after a month, is it usually, what did she say? So is it normal that nothing has happened yet? Excuse me? You mean 2 weeks after I fucking started the work, is it normal that nothing's happened yet when these motherfucking people are engaged and trying to get married? Yeah, it's a little normal. Like, it blew my fucking mind because I'm very clear, not only verbally because this is why I do consults, right? To see what the fuck I'm working with, to see if I even want to take you, like, because just like you're interviewing me, I'm interviewing your ass to see. Listen, is this someone I'm trying to mix my energy with? Because you are mixing. Whenever you take a case, you're mixing energy with the person. You're mixing energy with the target. You're mixing energy with the bitch the target's with. So some people I'm not trying to, if they got a lot of, I ain't gonna fuck with it, all right? So, and I'm clear that I work with, and I put it in writing, I put it when I quote them, I put it in every fucking way. I let the people know what the fuck to expect. Period. Always. So when I get an email that 2 weeks after I started the work, and they're telling me, mind you, they know that it takes me about that to get to their work, because I tell them I work with the proper phases. Each phase is 2 weeks, and I work in order of who pays me first. So yeah, it may take me 2 weeks to start your work, okay? So knowing that I just started, and you asked me if that's normal, or were you expecting me to break up a fucking marriage in 2 weeks? Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Like, what in the absolute fuck? What was that CJ pussy saying? CJ, you know what, little motherfucker? You're getting fucked up. That's all I need from you. CJ, I see you getting blocked. Yeah, retract. No, because he was blocked. No, CJ, I hope you're listening fucking carefully, you little pussy ass bitch. You don't believe? Get the fuck out of my fucking shit. And guess what? Your little CJ name, that's all I need. These motherfuckers come into my thing like thinking that I need their name or birthday or anything to fuck them up. That's the funniest thing I ever heard, because that's not true, my friend. I can fuck you up from here. And I promise you, any troll that's been in here never comes back. So be careful driving is all I can say to you. Because I don't know what the fuck you were saying, but it's enough to piss me off. Okay? Whatever the fuck you were saying. Don't know you. Don't want to know you. But guess what? I'm going to get to know you because I'm going to fuck you up. Okay? Teach these motherfuckers. Teach these motherfuckers coming in my fucking chat. Stupid ass little mama's boy, little pussy ass, non-pussy getting motherfucking bitch. That's why you're in my chat room. Because you ain't getting pussy. You ain't getting nothing. You ain't got nothing better to do. Okay? Go, like, I would kill myself if I was that pathetic. Literally. God, please kill me now. I'm never getting pussy in my life. I'm pathetic. And I can find no joy other than to go into people's fucking lives and talk shit. And now, Shireen, the Arabic witch, aka Arabian conjure, she's gonna fuck up my life. Just because you wanted to troll me, and now make examples. Notice these trolls never come back. They can easily come back. They never do. Why? Because I fuck them up. So, be careful driving, CJ. 45 days, okay? Anyway. So, magic isn't real, none I'm insane. Okay, we'll find out. You let me know in 45 days, okay? So, what was I saying? This motherfucking pussy made me forget my train of fucking thought. Oh, okay, this is what I was saying. So, yeah, so I was like floored. I was fucking floored when I got that email. I'm like, what the fuck planet am I on right now? I'm so fucking clear as to what the expectations are, how I work, what I do, and everything. And I don't even like to give time frames, but I do just based on experience. Because that's all I can go by. Because there's no such fucking thing as a time frame. There's no such thing. All I could do is give you time frames based on my previous experience. That's it. So yeah, that flabbergasted me to say the least, because you know, people just think, and then like going online and googling, oh, how long does it usually take spells to work, and then getting bullshit answers like 28 days or 3 weeks, or like, what in the absolute fuck? Whoever says that does not know what the fuck they're talking about, okay? Because you cannot put a timestamp on someone's free fucking will. You can't. They have the choice. So it depends on that person's tolerance, really. Tolerance for shit. Tolerance for some people can literally like obsess over someone, think about them and miss them, want to contact them, and then just don't because they're stubborn as fuck. Okay, so it just depends on that person's tolerant for bullshit. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you for blocking him. My baby's on that shit. But anyway, so yeah, like you have to give your shit time to actually work, and depending on the type of work that you're doing, it may happen quick and it may take some time. It just depends on a lot of factors. Distance, the person, whether or not, I'm going to go over this again. Distance, the person, the target, their level of stubbornness, okay? Now, whether they're with someone else, living with that person, or even just dating that person, that will have an effect on the time frame. Whether or not the other person is doing work on them, which it's more common than people may think it is, okay? Just like you got the idea to do a spell on someone, you're not the only one. Other people think of that shit too. When they Google how to get your ex back or how to keep a man, they're going to pull up witches just like you did. Because 9 times out of 10, actually, no, I won't say that. I'll say like 7 out of 10 people that contact me, that's how they found me. It's because they put in a search engine, how to get my man back, and they found me. Or other witches, okay? Some of these people never even worked with a witch before. They've never done magic before. They've never even thought of magic before. But when they type that shit into that search engine, guess what? They thought of it, okay? Same with someone else. So don't underestimate that people dibble-dabble, okay? With prosperity work, it depends on the ultimate goal. And it also, let me say this. It also depends on you. It depends on the work you're putting into your own prosperity. It depends on you wanting, like, doing the physical. You can't get prosperity work and then do the same shit, like sit in your house and not put forth never, not come up with a plan, not whatever, and then expect fucking money just to come flying out in your window. It's just not going to happen that way. You have to take the proper steps in the physical world. And here's another example. Addiction spells. Addiction spells, okay? You have to want to quit. Okay, now, if you're getting addiction work for someone else, and you want someone else to get off drugs or whatever, alcohol, it's only going to go so far if that person does not want to stop. They're making absolutely no physical world effort to stop. Okay, you can't expect someone to do addiction work if the person really genuinely has a want to stop, and they just are having a hard time. Too many things are in their way, or whatever the case is. Then yes, okay. But if that person's like not ready, they don't want to fucking stop, then don't bother. Don't bother doing it. Same with like if you're doing it for yourself or you pay someone to do it. If you're drinking, right, and you go to rehab and the rehab takes you in, they get you cleaned up, they send you out on the street, and then 2 weeks, a month later, you pick up that bottle again, start drinking. You think you're going to go back to that rehab and knock on their door and be like, excuse me, can you guys take me back in because I picked up the bottle again, so can you clean me up again for free? No, that's definitely not going to happen. Their job was to get you to stop drinking for that time period, and once you're past the detoxing phase and all that shit, then it's up to you to take the necessary steps to stay clean, to stop fucking drinking. You're not going to keep picking up the bottle and thinking that it's the rehab's job to take you back in and clean you up for free. That's just not the case, okay? And I have a reason for saying that. You know, you go to a witch, she does addiction work, she gets you to stop drinking for a time, but then you go back and you decide to pick up that bottle after you already went past the detoxing phase and all that. It's not that witch's responsibility to keep doing work every time you decide to go back on the wagon. That's your responsibility. So, man, like, does magic have any effect on free will at all? It manipulates them, Izzy. It can manipulate them, okay? To thinking about you, to missing you, to wanting you, or depending on whatever you're trying to do, you can put thoughts in someone's head. You can manipulate, just like you can manipulate someone in the physical world. But can you force someone, short of putting a fucking gun to their head and saying, you're going to do this? Short of doing that, you cannot force someone, whether it's magical or in the physical world. You cannot force someone to do something you want them to do. All you can do is manipulate them. Just like you can manipulate them in the physical world. In the physical world, we can manipulate someone to do whatever we want. They still have their free will. They still have their choice, but you cannot force them. Same with magic. You could only manipulate them. If you're trying to manipulate someone, let's say, that has no feelings for you whatsoever, and you're trying to make them fall in love with you, absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely the fuck not. If that was the case, I would get the finest fucking actor on fucking in Hollywood to marry my fucking ass. Okay? You can't just turn like complete, like the person doesn't even know you exist, or the person can't stand to look at you, can't stand the sight of you, just doesn't like you, into, oh my God, I'm in love with you. No. Bye, LL. Is it truly free will? Or perhaps it's a spell that wasn't done correctly? No, Missy. It's definitely free will. Okay, there's really anybody, okay, there's ways to do spells that are more effective. Okay, like you could work with the proper moon phases, days of the week, astrological charts, astrological time, using the right herbs and the right candles and all that, okay, or whatever. So there's more effective ways to do the spells, but really the intention is what makes the spell, the energy that you put into it. That's what makes the spell. You could light a fucking candle and write on a piece of paper and manifest that way. And I've definitely done that for myself. I put way more effort into my client work than work for myself. Work for myself, I half-ass slop that shit together and boom, it manifests like this. It has nothing to do with majority. Now, it's possible. It is. I'm not gonna say it's not possible. If someone, no, Rochelle, I'm Arabic. If someone like completely fucks up, like let's say uses just totally herbs that just don't correlate, like uses fucking peppers and shit like that for a love spell, then yeah, I mean, is there a way you can fuck up a spell? Absolutely. Good night, baby. Love you, Jonathan. Of course. But what the fuck was I saying? Yeah. Is there a way you could fuck up spells? Yeah. Like, if you completely, let's say you use, like, and I won't even say black candle, because you can use the black candle in love work. It's actually very powerful. But let's just say you use a black candle and sulfur and fucking chili peppers and lemons and vinegar for a love spell. Yeah, I mean, that's... Or how about this? You guys, too many people I've seen doing this and come to me and do not put your lover in a fucking freezer to bind them. I'm going to repeat that, and I don't care where you saw it or who else did it. It is not correct, okay? Do not put... That's it, and I'm glad you brought that up. Whoever brought that up, Missy, I think it was. Missy, thank you for reminding me. Don't put your lover in a freezer unless you're trying to get rid of them. Okay? Because literally I've had tens of people contact me for work, and after doing their consult, talking with them, come to find out they did a binding spell on their man in a fucking freezer. Okay. Now that's an example of doing the spell the wrong way. And that would be an example of completely just doing the opposite of what it is that you want them to do. So you're welcome, Missy. Thank you for bringing that up, though. I'm glad you did, because you can actually mess up a spell. Now, like I said, I've had tens of people, I want to say probably close to 20 people contact me. And after doing their consults and talking to them and seeing they're doing magic, but the way it came in, it was like it was working against them. And I'm like, did you do any type of spell work on this person? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, what did you do? Because it's like working against you. And the reason it's in the way it came out in the spread. And they're like, oh, well, I did this binding spell that I saw on YouTube, and it was putting them in the freezer. And I'm like, why? Like, why did you put them in the freezer? Like, that's what you do if you're trying to make someone cold. Think about what a freezer does. It makes someone cold. It slows things down. It stops something. It banishes. Like, you can use a freezer to separate people. You can use a freezer to get rid of someone or keep something away from you. Why would you put them in a freezer to keep them with you? And they said, well, I came across this spell on YouTube. And sure enough, I came across two of them. Not one, but two. And I'm not going to... And one of the witches that did it is very knowledgeable, and I was very shocked to see it on her channel. And I was actually going to write her, because I've had so many people. But I'm like, no, eventually people will comment her and let her know. Or maybe it worked for her. I don't know. But don't put your lover in a freezer, okay? Freezer spells are to get rid of, to stop, to slow down. You guys, thank you for hitting that thumbs up button, y'all. You guys are amazing. And all 34 of you who hit that thumbs up, thank you. Thank you, y'all. I see that number going up. Thanks, y'all. And freezer spells do work very, very effective for getting exactly what you just said. Freezer spells work. My friend got rid of 3 coworkers. Exactly. Hey, Lillian. There's my baby. And look, okay, Lillian, I'm sorry to like put you out there, but I just want you to tell these folks. Her case took 4 months. Right, Lillian? It was a very difficult case. And I worked with her. And mind you, the people that were working against her were very powerful. They were working with some voodoo, okay? I forget, they were either Haitian or from Africa, but I think they were from Africa. But regardless, her case took 4 months, damn near 5 months. Thank you, Lillian. But she got what she wanted. She got her husband back, and they're happy, and they're doing good, and he treats her like a queen now. But she gave that shit Africa, right? And Africa got some powerful, listen, a lot of Arabs are from Africa. There's the Middle East, you got Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Sudan is African, but they're Arab. They speak Arabic, okay? And then you got my country, which is literally right in between Africa and Asia, all right? All that magic over there is very powerful. Very powerful. The ancestry is powerful. The deities are powerful. Magic started over there in Africa and the Middle East. Like, okay? So I was up against some shit with her case. However, another fucking troll, Sky Winters. Sky Winters. Let me write these down because they all about to get fucked up. What does Sky Winters say, y'all? You guys gotta tell me so I can use it to fuck that person up too. Their words, they don't realize. Their words I use to fuck them up with. So tell me what Sky Winters said so I can fuck that person up. What does Sky Winter say? Because I'm gonna take those words and shove them up her fucking ass. That's because Joseph. Oh, okay. I'm gonna show you, little bitch, if I know what I'm talking about. You're gonna find out in 45 days. Count them. Sky Winters and CJ. Sky Winters said that I don't know what I'm talking about. What are you, like, dumb? Obviously, I know what I'm talking about. And CJ said magic is fake. Okay, now I'm going to take those words. Remember those words, y'all. Remember those words, Sky Winters and CJ. You think I need your real name? Those words is what's going to get shoved down your throat within 45 days. So start counting. That's when your demise is coming. Be careful. I love hex and trolls. Like, I love it. So y'all keep coming in here and talking shit, because the more you do, the more motherfuckers I'm going to have buried in the cemetery. Okay? With your screen name. Watch. That's how badass I am. I'll fuck you up with your screen name. So anyway. So yeah, Lillian there. We had African people working straight from Africa working against us. And we got what we wanted. But it took time. It took damn near, she says 4 months, but it was damn near 5 months, okay? And it was a clusterfuck. And she panicked. She was getting panicky just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, at some point, she let go and was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to let you do your thing. I trust you. I know it's going to happen. And boom. As soon as she let go, it was like, all right, I'm just going to let it. That's when it happened, right, Lillian? And that's why I love her, because she always comes in to, like, you know, drop a line and let folks know that I'm the truth. I'm the best out in this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck let somebody get mad at me saying so, but I'm the best out here in this motherfucker. So it is what it is. If I can't do it, ain't nobody can do it. So don't waste your time. But thanks, Lillian. She said I'm the real deal. Yes, honey. All right. So here's the thing. So different situations are going to take different time frames. You can't go by Google. You can't go by other people's situations even. That's where I give you those time frames from based on my experience. And hers fell right in the middle. I say 3 to 6 months, give or take, some less, some more. I basically took all of my cases and I figured out, you know, how long they all took. And that's the number I came up with. Okay, I've had cases literally take days, but I've had cases that took longer than 6 months at the same time. So it's like you have to be patient. You have to let your shit work. And thank you, Pravina. She said, "Trust her. I'm serious. You have no idea, guys." Love you. Okay, so I just want you guys to don't go by what you read on Google. Okay, Google, while it's good for certain things, like maybe. Oh, did you guys get what I said about the binding and don't put your man in a freezer? Did you guys understand that? I'm going to reiterate that. Do not put your man or woman in a freezer unless you're trying to get rid of them. I literally had 3 people after I told them that, and I said, take that shit the fuck out of the freezer and take it under some running warm water and get rid of it. Right after they did that, they didn't even need the work. Right after they did that, their men came back and everything worked out. So don't put your man in the freezer. But like I was saying, Google is a good tool to use. Like, say you're trying to find correlations for different herbs. That's a good tool to use. Say you want to know, and actually no, because I've seen some incorrect correlations, but it just depends on the website you use. I've seen them say like Tuesday was related to Venus on Google, and that's clearly wrong. Venus is not connected to Tuesday. Tuesday is connected to Mercury and Mars. Okay, Friday is the day of Venus. Okay, that's why you use certain days of the week, because each day is connected to a planet, and each planet rules certain things. Like, okay, for example, now Mondays and Wednesdays you could pretty much use for everything. Sunday is good for healing. Monday and Wednesday you can use for anything. Tuesday is good for war, hexing someone, separation, things of dark work. Thursday is good for money. Friday is good for money. Thursday is actually, you can use with love and money because it's connected to Jupiter, and Jupiter illuminates. It makes everything grow. Okay, it's the planet of luck, planet of abundance. Okay, so you can use Thursday for love, but Friday is better. You can also use Friday for money because Venus, though it's great for love, but people don't know, it actually rules finances too. So Saturday, Saturn, that's good to hex people, curse people, separate people. So that's why you want to work with the proper times. Okay, so how do I feel about ammonia jars? They're good. I mean, it depends. They're good to turn stuff around. Okay, it's good to send things back or turn like say turn something upside down. Like say something's going one way and you want to turn it around. You could do an ammonia jar. It just depends on how you use it, but you got to use it the right way. You have to use it with the right intent. Some people might do an ammonia jar for one thing. Hey, Shakita. Oh, is that Shakita? My bad. I thought you were Shakita. I thought I saw, and her last name is Robinson, so I thought it was my girl Shakita, one of my clients. But it was an old client of mine. Ammonia jars, like, it depends. You have to use it the right way. Just with like everything, like freezer spells work, right? But if you're using it to keep a lover, no, it's gonna make them cold. It's gonna slow shit down. Exactly. Tina, I didn't forget about you, boo. Tomorrow I'm gonna call you. Tomorrow, girl. I've been so busy. It's like not even funny. But yeah, it's just it depends on how you use it, basically. You're welcome, Kimberly. Can I freeze my ex-girlfriend away? Yes, you can. That would be a good way. Hey, Claudia. That would be a good way to get rid of her. And they're very effective. Very effective. What day for uncrossing and for road opening? You could do Sunday and you could do Tuesday, because Tuesday is Mars heat, to burn away the blockage, you can pretty much do uncrossing on any day or road opener on any day or blockbuster, but Tuesday would be a good day to do it. Domination, Friday would be good. I mean, it depends if it's for love, Friday. Hi, Maheki. I don't work with Hindu deities, but I give them offerings. Like if I have a Hindu client, and let's say they respect Ganesha, they worship Ganesha or Shiva, I will give, like, Ganesha like sweet treats like coconut, stuff like that, bananas. I will give an offering for my client, but I don't ask for anything. I just ask them to like bless the situation. Who? Ravioli? Joseph got him. Ravioli. Well, let me block. I Ravioli. Eat a dick from the back, Ravioli. So many fucking trolls. Like, I don't even know. They got nothing better to do. Get some pussy, y'all. Get some pussy. Fuck. Hey, Pira. Do cemetery spells are good for love spells? Okay, good question. Now, in the Middle East, we do love spells in the cemetery, but this is where you have to know where you're burying something. Okay, you could only do a love spell. Like, say you want to do like a love spell or binding, return, lover, whatever. You can bury the work in the cemetery. However, thank you, Glitterbug. Can I get you to hex 2 people at once? Yeah, email me, boo. Email me. And yeah, email me. So here's the thing. And it depends on what they did and if I take it. But and thank you for the super chat. You can do that, but you have to, like, say, bury it with a couple. Like a couple that they were together for a long time, or they lived together for a long time and then they died and they're buried next to each other. You can bury your work next to that couple, but you have to make sure you know who you're dealing with. Also, family, like your ancestors. If you have, let's say, God forbid, like your mother or someone that loved you and loved your person, loved your mate, even if they didn't know your mate, but especially if they did, like, say you had a relative that knew the person, they liked you together, whatever, you can bury the work with them and be respectful about it, y'all. Don't bury right on top of their grave. Don't do that. That's desecrating the grave. Like behind their tombstone or like around the perimeter of the grave. Don't disrespect their shit and make sure you leave an offering. But you can bury it with like a family member and ask them to help you. You can bury it with, a couple, like I said, that were together for a long time, and they want, and ask them, can you please make me have the relationship that you once had, or something like that. But I would recommend, if you don't know what you're doing, don't even do that. But yeah, in the Middle East, they do that all the time. But I typically, because the cemetery I used, it's very old, and even the people that are on the ground, they're not even sure who's buried there for what. Thank you, Shakala. Can you bring my husband back and remove a third party? Yes, baby, but I'm actually not taking clients until mid-April. It might even be, well, I got to look at the schedule, but I'm not taking clients until late April. Same goes for the person that asked about the hexing. I'm booked up, and to be honest, I'm not sure that I will be taking clients much longer. So just email me and we'll see what we could do. Hi, first time on your live show. Just wanted to say hi. Hi, Alex. Thank you for joining. Can you cast a love spell on 2 people? Okay, so that's where it gets tricky, y'all. The spirits are not your pimp. They're not your pimp. They're not there just to, first of all, if you're trying to make 2 different people fall in love with you and like, or enhance the love that they have for you, I mean, you can, and it's up to the universe, it's up to the spirits if they feel like, they'll do it. It's up to the powers that be. You can do whatever you want. You can cast any spell that you want. It's whether or not the powers that be will manifest it for you. Because at the end of the day, now listen, some people believe that when you do a spell, it's the power within you, okay, that's manifesting the spell. It's your power, it's your energy, the power that's within you. And I and nobody else, not spirits, not deities, not nothing. Okay, maybe those same people feel like the universe has something to do with it and they help put everything together, but ultimately some people feel like that's the power within you and nothing else. I don't believe that. Now, I believe it's a combination. I believe you do use, some people have a higher vibration, a higher energy, and therefore they can manifest better. And that's why, like me, for example, or other practitioners, that's why they can take clients and do their work and manifest, whereas other people can only manifest for themselves if they're lucky, and sometimes they can't even do that. It is much easier to manifest for yourself than it is anyone else. Let me just throw that out there. If you can't manifest for yourself, you have no business doing work for anybody else. Let me just put that out there. Now, I believe that it is your part, the energy within. Hey, Cherie, part the energy within, part the spirits giving their blessings, the powers that be, and part the universe. So I think it takes all three of those things to put that together to create a manifestation. Also, now, so that's when you're manifesting for yourself. If you're manifesting for others, I believe it's part your energy that's within, part the powers that be and help, their willingness to help you, part the universe's willingness to put everything in place, and part the other person, the person you're doing the work for, their faith and their vibration as well. Hey, Chula. Most females mainly care about looks and money when it comes to relationships. Not everybody. Hey, Chula, happy to see you here. Hey guys, if you're single, stay single, and if you're not, you should break up with your girlfriend. She'll most likely cheat on you. Pretty much all females cheat. Well, we could say the same thing about men too, Steve. It's not just women. I mean, most women would say the same thing. Now that reminds me, Chula, another thing that will affect your manifestation is, like, say you're trying to do love work on somebody or manipulate them or dominate them, right? Their consciousness. So if you're trying to work on somebody who does a lot of drugs or drinks a lot or gets fucked up a lot, that will affect your work. Okay, why? Because they're in an altered state of consciousness. So remember, when you're doing love work on somebody, you're manipulating their energy. What is that? Their emotions, their feelings, their thoughts, their dreams, whatever, right? Hey, Black Widow, if they're fucked up all the time, whether it's drunk, high, whatever, it's gonna have an effect on your work because, hi babe, welcome. It's gonna have an effect on their consciousness. Okay, it's gonna have, they're in an altered state of consciousness. So it's harder to manipulate them when they're not in their right state of mind. Now, can it be done? Absolutely, but that's another thing that will make something take a hell of a lot longer, especially in a reconciliation type of situation, trying to get that person back, because they're numbing their pain, they're numbing their thoughts, with drugs or with alcohol. So it's going to take a lot more and a lot more time to get into their consciousness, to manipulate them, to get them to come back. Or even if you're just trying to get them to act right, to get them to just be a good partner and to do the right thing, they're already not doing the right thing because they're drinking all the time or they're drugging all the time or whatever the case is. So it's going to take longer to manipulate them if they're not, if they're not in that right state of mind. When you alter your consciousness all the time, it's going to have an effect on how much you can be manipulated because you're numbing that part of yourself. You're numbing that part of the brain that is being manipulated. Hi, Psycho. But that's what people have to understand. There's a lot of different factors that come into play when you're doing work. Hey, Josephine. Hey, beautiful. So you have to take all these things into consideration. But ultimately, everything manifests, okay? Everything manifests. It doesn't always manifest the way one might want it, okay? Or as fast as someone wants it. But it always manifests for the best of you, for your greater good. When you ask the universe to come in, to step in, when you ask the spirits to step in, when you're trying to manifest something for you that's, you think is going to better your life, if the powers that be see otherwise, it just is what it is. Now, like I said, certain things may take longer, but ultimately that's for your own good, and things will fall into place just the way it's supposed to. So, point of this video, give your shit time to work. Give your shit time to work. Someone else's free will is not up to you. You can only manipulate them. You cannot force them. And, that's the same in the physical world. If you can manipulate people in the physical, you can sweet talk them, or, hey baby, can you do this, or whatever, and they have the choice to say no. Short of you putting a fucking gun to their head and being like, bitch, you're going to do this, you can't force them. And that's just what it is in real life. Can a spell remove someone's fear and guilt to be happy and get a divorce? Like I said, Laura, it can manipulate them, but it cannot force them. Thank you, Shireen. It can't, like I said, nobody and nothing, even God, the Almighty, or whatever you believe in, whether it's God, goddesses, whatever, if he doesn't take our free will, then who the fuck are we as human beings? Because at the end of the day, that's what we are. Witch or no witch, we're still human. We are not God, okay? If God doesn't take away that free will, who the fuck are we to do it? All we can do is manipulate them, let them see, let them open their eyes, let them hear what they need to hear, or whatever. Make them fight so that he won't feel guilty about getting a divorce. Make her pussy stink so that he don't want to fuck her, so he wants to get a divorce. But at the end of the day, if he's willing to put up with all that, it just is what it is. Another thing, if you've gone to multiple practitioners trying to achieve a goal. Now, I've had clients that went to other people and came to me. Maybe one other person, maybe two other people. And yeah, by the time they got to me, I got it done. But chances are, if you're going to multiple people to get something done, first of all, that's counterproductive. If someone comes to me and I know they worked with someone else, I have to strip whatever that other person has done first. Because you can actually do the opposite. If I'm doing work and somebody else did work and then someone else did work and then someone else did work, that can literally push someone away as opposed to bringing them to you. So you should always have someone strip first, always, okay? If someone else is doing work. Someone else besides the client, like another practitioner. That's too many people's energies putting their hand into something, all right? But chances are, if you've gone to all these people and it still hasn't fucking happened, then you might want to just let that shit go and let it manifest as it will. Especially if it's been years. If it's been like a year or something, then okay, you want to keep trying. But if it's been years and that shit still hasn't manifested the way you want it to, baby girl, it may not be meant to be at this time. It just may not be meant to be. Because by now, over the course of years of you trying, or years of you going to other people, or years of you doing work, and it still hasn't manifested, and you, especially if you went to some pretty badass fucking practitioners, you know, it just, but again, you have other factors. You have distance, you have marriage, you have this, you have that, whatever your case is. I mean, be good with yourself. And sometimes you just have to accept when certain things, you can either keep trying and wasting more years or time or materials or money or whatever the case is, but chances are you've already been trying something for a long time, multiple people, multiple different spells, multiple different avenues, and it still has not worked. I mean, that might be more than just free will working against you. That may just be, you know, you got your answer. And I hate to say it that way, but sometimes, you know. Gina says, thank you, Shireen, for everything you did. Thank you, Gina. And thank you for that testimonial. I did end up seeing it on my page, and I screenshotted it, and I'm just going to put it up. I don't know why Facebook, I like approve the post, and it doesn't post. But thank you so much for writing that for me, Gina. It was beautiful. I loved it. I possess the power. I feel it. I just need to be more, I don't know, confident. Pyrrha says, no is also an answer. Exactly. I forget what I saw, but it said something like, you know, I prayed for something. I don't remember what it was. And I didn't, you know, God won't answer my prayers. And someone else said, well, no is also an answer. And that's the same is true with, you know, God, whatever you believe in. I believe in an almighty God. I believe there's an almighty God, and then there's other gods and goddesses. Okay? And I believe that, you know, it's up to them ultimately. I believe it's the power within yourself, but it's also the powers that be ultimately, they're like the president. They stamp that shit. They say yes and they say no. And if it's not for your best interest or not for the, now you got to remember, they also look out for the other person's best interest. It's not only about you. It's about you. It's about the other person. It's about the wife. It's about if they have kids or whatever. You know, spells will manifest one way or another, but at the end of the day, it's upon the target to act upon it or not. Right. Right. Exactly. So anyway, y'all, I was thinking I would do a pick a card for you guys if you guys want. Hey, Adil. Mwah. Love you. How long does it take for love to manifest? Eleni, that's what this whole video was, baby. Just watch the whole video. I got into all that, the different types of cases and everything. So just rewind the video and you'll have the answer to that question. Basically, long story short, it varies. But watch the video. It'll tell you everything you need to know. What is your main intention? More sex, emotionally vulnerable? Because if it's in the mind, you got to work on the head. You can toss as many sex lust spells as junk, but if his head isn't in, exactly. I know I sounded crazy trying to read it because I have my glasses on, but yes, Naomi, yes, girl, you got it. My spell caught on fire to the point where I had to pour water on it. Does this ruin my chances for manifestation? Not necessarily, Blue, but Hey, Erica, love you. There's another one of my success babies. There are a lot of my success babies up in here today. Erica, I'm really happy for y'all. Thank you. But any advice on Lilith or Jezebel spells? Erica, you know what? That's a good, thank you, Glitterbug. That's a good request, and I will do one for you. I will make a whole video for that. But listen, y'all. So I'm gonna do a pick a card, and somebody said something, and I forgot. It was something good, and I totally fucking forgot what it was. Short-term memories fuck. Long-term is aces. What do they want to know? You to know. I had an idea. Okay, you guys, give me your opinion. So I was gonna do a pick a card of like you versus them. So like if you have a person of interest, I was gonna do a pick a card of like how they feel about you versus how they feel about them. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? And y'all, thank you in advance for thumbs upping my video, y'all. Thank you to all 75 of you. There's 124 people up in here, but thank you. Sounds good? Okay. That works for y'all? Okay. All right, then, y'all. I'm going to go off and come right back on. So I expect to see all 127 of you in my pick a card. Hey, Maddie. Hey, girl. I miss you up in this bitch. And Renew. I didn't see Renew. Oh, my gosh. I'll show them my next video. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that long-ass video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you to the 85 people that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Erica, girl. Love and lights. Toodles, bitch.